Okay, somebody just asked me if I could talk a little bit about what the post-election week or two might look like and whether we should be scared or freaked out. And I actually was on a meeting about this just this morning with a bunch of people who just are very knowledgeable about elections. And here's a couple of the things I learned. You could basically say there are three things that we can do now to make it less likely that there is chicanery after the election. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do if there is, okay? So the three things that we can do, first of all, I want you to know that back in 2022, as part of an omnibus package, actually, Democrats passed something called the Electoral Count Reform Act. It actually made it very much harder to steal the election the way the Republicans tried to last time. It didn't make it impossible, but it made it harder. It will definitely be more challenging for them to try the stuff they tried last time. And so I want you to take some comfort from that. It really is a much higher bar they would need to clear. So let me go back to those three things. The three things we can do to best protect ourselves from dishonest, bad faith attempts to steal the election afterwards are, number one, voting in overwhelming numbers, and I mean not just in swing states, but in every state, because the size of a popular vote victory will make a huge difference. It's one thing for Republicans to try to steal the election if the popular vote difference is 1 million. If it's 10 million or bigger, it gets really hard for them, right? So that's number one. Turnout is imperative. And I also really can't emphasize how much, like, if we did get a landslide victory, that would just make it really hard for them. They'll still try. They're going to try no matter what because Trump doesn't want to go to jail. But if we get that landslide, it will really help. Okay, so shoot for it. I keep telling people, shoot for a landslide. Forget the polls, shoot for a landslide. Secondly, make sure we win the House. Remember that whoever the Speaker of the House is going to have important duties around certification. We do not want Mike Johnson in that position. That guy cannot be trusted to uphold democracy. It is imperative that we flip the House for a million reasons. So if you're not helping with the House election, and I mean helping, canvassing, phone banking, doing something concrete, please do if you want us to be okay. And number three is making sure that we are paying attention to state legislative races, because those state legislatures are going to be getting involved if anything weird goes down. We want as many Democratic-dominated state legislative majorities as possible. We are very close to flipping the state house in Arizona. We are about to break a supermajority in Nevada. We need to hold the majority in Michigan. We need to hold the majority in Minnesota. There's a lot of states, Pennsylvania, where those state legislative races are going to be crucial in terms of what happens after the election. So pay attention to those. I'm still trying to raise a little bit more money for Arizona and Pennsylvania state legislative races. I will put that link. I've got 14 more days to raise like $15,000. We need those state legislatures blue. So the long and short answer is that if you're worried about this, the most important thing is turnout, 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 turnout. We need to not only win the Electoral College, we need to win the popular vote by ridiculously large margins. We need a landslide election. And then we need to stay calm, keep asking them to count every vote, not get freaked out if we don't know the results on day one or day two, and trust that good people are in place to work on this, and that more of us are decent, honest people who want every vote to be counted. In the end, we will make it happen. But it is our job, you and me, to turn out those votes. As long as the votes are there, we're going to be okay. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. This is not a normal election. This is not about, this is about whether we survive as a democracy, and we can, but we need people to turn out in huge numbers. I hope that's comforting.